I know we all tell ourselves, I wish I could go back in time and fix this one thing. One of those things for me was not investing in my 401k sooner. I did not start investing in my 401k until several years into my career, and the companies I worked for had great matches. But I wanted that money in my paycheck so I could spend it instead of saving it, which is stupid. I didn't start investing until 2020. The pandemic, we were sitting at home, and I started investing and getting interested in investing. So that's one of the major things. When a company gives you a company match, that's free money. And considering how much the market has gone up since 2020, like I would be sitting at 2 or 3 times the amount I currently have. But the main takeaway from that is, you learn from your mistakes. So I knew the mistakes I made in the past, so now I'm doubling down on investing. If your employer gives you a match, make sure that you invest at least so you can take the maximum match. That is free money. Also, not starting a business sooner, because I didn't want to start a business because I knew I would have to put it out on social media. And I was kind of scared of social media. I didn't want to post my face, whatever. But the reality is that nobody cares. Nobody cares about you. They care about themselves. I spent years working for other people, and I put my own ideas on the back burner. And I had some really good ideas. I had an idea that I would write down on a piece of paper and then not execute. And then 2-3 years later, I would see someone else do that exact same idea and make a bunch of money. And that happens several times. There is no such thing as the perfect time. Just start. It's going to be messy in the beginning. It's going to be probably bad. But if you don't do it, you will never get better. Also, the idea that you have, I promise you that it's a good idea. You just got to refine it a little bit. A lot of people get scared. They're like, oh, well, this guy is already doing it, or this girl is already doing it. It's not a good idea. People are going to laugh at it. I don't think so. I think you have a great idea. And once you get started on it, you're going to refine it and it's going to get better. And by the time you release it, it's going to be a good product. You got to trust yourself. Third, I partied a lot in my 20s and 30s. I mean, like I would go to the bar. The doorman knew me by name. The bartenders knew me by name. And while I was walking up to the bar, they would prepare my drink for me. That's how much I was going out. Like they knew me. I was their best customer. And it was fun. But also, I lost out on a lot of other things. Like I didn't travel. I didn't save. I didn't try to start a business. Nothing. All I did was party. I just think there is a way where you can mix having fun and also being serious. But listen, if I hadn't made those mistakes, then, I wouldn't be here telling you that it was a mistake. If I had not partied in my 20s and 30s, I would probably be sitting here telling you that I wish I partied more in my 20s and 30s. So all I'm saying is I wish I had balanced it a little bit better. Not partying every single weekend, maybe party every 2 weekends or every 3 weekends or something along those lines. Also, living in New York City, I didn't like taking the subway. It was always broken. It was always a bunch of crazy people on there. I started taking Ubers everywhere. And you can take an Uber for $40 here. You can take an Uber for $50 here, $30 here. You do that a couple of times a week, it adds up. At my peak, I was spending $1,000 a month on Ubers. That's money I could have used to travel. That's money I could have been saving. I didn't. I spent it on Ubers. Instead of just sucking it up and taking the subway, you're not going to die on the subway. Yeah, it's dirty and crowded. You're not going to die. I should have just taken the subway. Also, I was spending a lot on Uber Eats. I was going out a lot. I was eating out a lot. I didn't want to cook. It was just like a huge mess. Because don't get me wrong, I was making a good salary. I still am making a good salary. But when you're making a good salary, you automatically think, it's fine, I can afford it. And then you just spend money. Oh, $20 is fine. It's not the $20. It's the $20 times 10 times a week, times 15 times a week. That's what's screwing you over. So there's a blog called The Points Guy. Long story short, he started this blog maybe 10, 15 years ago talking about credit card points. I was reading this blog every day, but I never implemented his advice, which is traveling with credit cards. I'm a huge proponent of traveling with credit cards now, and I wish I had started it sooner. My point with the story is I wish that I had learned how to recognize opportunities when they are in front of me, instead of 5 years later when, oh, I should have done this. Sometimes it's important to stop and just see what's going on around you. What do you spend your time on? What annoys you? What do you wish you could be doing? Me, I wish I could travel, but it was too expensive. And here I am reading a blog every day that's telling me how to travel for free. And I never implemented the advice. I mean, I did it, but several years later. So I wish that I had started the whole credit card journey way sooner. Once I figured out how to use credit cards for travel, dude, it was a cheat code. I was on flights every single month. I mean, it was insane. I've toned it down a little bit now, but I'm going to pick back up soon and start posting that on YouTube because I feel it's important that a lot of people know how the system works and try to use the system to work for you instead of just reacting to it working against you. Lastly, I wish I had cut off alcohol sooner. I decided in 2025 to stop drinking. When you go out, especially New York, Miami, these big cities, if your tab is 200 for the night, I bet you 150 is for alcohol. Alcohol is the biggest expense. Not only that, not only is it expensive, they also water it down. It's a bunch of ice in your drink. You have to drink like 8 drinks now to get a little bit of a buzz. That wasn't always the case. Back in the day, you would get proper drinks. That's not the case anymore. But now, everything is expensive. Bars and restaurants, they want to save on alcohol expenses. They're going to water it down for you. But they're still going to charge you $25, $30 for one drink. Not only that, if you go out drinking on a Saturday, you're not going to be fully recovered until Wednesday. I'm not talking about a hangover. I'm talking about just brain fog. You go to the gym on Monday, you're not going to get the results. Your muscles are not going to grow. Like alcohol is in your body for a very long time and people don't understand that. So it makes you sluggish, it makes you tired, you can't focus. Now, I've never felt so motivated. I've never had so much energy. Like it's insane. I wake up early. I don't get tired in the afternoon. Like alcohol is one of those things that is of no benefit to you. But anyways, those are my regrets and I hope they helped you.